So I was a nanny for this family, and every family I work for some reason, I always went to Mexico. Something about these families that have money that loves Mexico. Maybe because it's so convenient, I don't know. But they asked me like, hey, Michelle, do you want to go to Mexico? And I'm like, sure. And they like, okay, we're going to get the, all the dates and the flight and everything. And I said, okay, just let me know. And so they text me that night and they're like, so this is the flight information. And I'm like, where's my ticket? There's like, it's private. It's private. So they like, yeah, it's a private flight to Mexico because the man they worked for, he was a billionaire. And so he would sometimes let the people, because this is the family that built Costa Palmas. If you follow my story times. They built the luxury resort in Mexico. And so because like work need to be done and meetings need to be had, the boss will let them fly private. So they like, yeah, it's a private flight. It's a private flight? Oh my God. I'm flabbergasted. I'm excited. My stomach's hurting. I don't really know what to do with this information. And so they like, yeah, so like you don't really need to worry about anything. Just bring your passport and that's it. So the day come for the flight to happen. And I'm like, I've never flew private. So I'm like, I don't know what, but I have to remain professional. Get it together. And so we drive to I think Van Nuys, to where the plane was. And so I'm like, I'm not knowing how the hell it works because I never seen it. I only seen videos of people getting on private jets or whatever, but never myself. And so we get why do I keep doing that? I'm gonna cut myself. And so we get on we get to the airport and the dad calls the boss and he's like, is it okay if I drive up to the tarmac? Because we got all this stuff like the baby's car seat, stroller, just, hella baby shit. And he's like, yeah, technically they're not supposed to do that. But him and the dad and the billionaire, they was close friends. So I'm getting out the car, whatever, just trying to remain normal. And me and the mom, we was really cool. She like, you nervous? I was like, do I look nervous? She was like, no. Like when I first flew on the jet with them, I was nervous. And I was like, I'm chilling. I was nervous and I don't know why. So I get on the plane and they have this full thing of a snack bar is what it was. It had fruit and granola, yogurt, different stuff to drink, just it was a morning flight. So I'm thinking that's breakfast. Ew. I'm thinking that's breakfast. No, that was not. They so Michelle, here goes. We get on the plane. You got to take your shoes off because the billionaire was a germaphobe. And so they take your shoes off and here goes some house shoes. Super cozy ass house shoes, right? So I put the house shoes on. I'm like, you want me to get the baby? The family's like, no, we chilling. You get cozy, you get comfortable. We got her. Just get cozy. So they get something, grab something to eat. You want a mimosa, super cool. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? And so we get on the plane gets ready to take off. And so they this is the time and all that stuff. And so the lady comes around and they we'll be around in a couple minutes to take your breakfast order. Breakfast order, bitch. I thought that was breakfast. I thought that stuff over there was breakfast. So I'm still just remaining calm. Okay. I'm like, oh, breakfast. Perfect. And so in my head, my brain is blown. My mind's blown. And so they I had a smoked salmon, egg and cheese bagel. And when I say that woman was in the kitchen this big, I'm talking about chefing up. Oh my God. And so we on a flight, I put all my little nanny babies onto Sade. That's how I normally get them to go to sleep. So I'm playing Sade, like they, you know, doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. And one of the dudes on the plane, I don't know what the fuck made him talk to me in general, but he like, who are you? Bitch, who is you? Like, this ain't your plane to be asking me who the fuck I am. And so the dad of my nanny dad, he like what you ask her that for? He was like, oh, I've just never seen her before. And he's like, why would you see her? Like, she don't work here. Like, she works for us. So like, why would you see her? He was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. But it's like, who the fuck do you think you are to be asking me who I am on the plane? The dude that owns the plane is sitting over there. He spoke to me. He said, good morning. He said, have a good flight. Like, he was chill. So what are you talking for? What are you moving this for? Shh. So we get there, and the billionaire, like, from the airport to where this resort is, it's like an hour and a half drive away from the airport. And so he, you know, was like, I don't like that my guests that come here, because it's like a semi-private resort. And so he's like, I don't like that my guests have to drive such a long time to get to the resort. So he bought a helicopter to fly the people from the airport to the resort. And so they like, you guys can go, me, the dad, the baby, and the mom. We can go on the first helicopter, and then they'll just circle back around and get the rest of the people. So we get on a helicopter, and I mean, like, it's getting crazier and crazier. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm really about to get off a private jet onto a helicopter to take me to a resort to work. What? And so we get there, they land, we land on the roof or whatever. We go down, they're used to this, not me, okay? So I'm like, again, like, on that, because it was just us and I was so cool with my nanny family, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. They was like, I know, like, the first time we did all this, like, we felt the exact same way. Like, it's how these people just live, like, every day. They just hate for their time to be consumed when there's quicker ways of doing things. I said, well, amen to that. So we get to the resort, and I loved going to the resort. I loved staying on the resort because, like, all the food was free for me. And this was a family that did let me drink. And so we would go to dinner. They'll let me have a margarita right before, like, I get off the shift. Like, super cool. And yeah, and then when we got ready to go back, they like, you know, we got I guess there's only so many seats, you know, so you have to do the itinerary before the flight. And they like, we don't know if we're going to be able to fly back private, but we'll let you know. And we were able to fly back private. And still, yet another wow to just like go through your own little everything. Like, you don't go through TSA, you just go through one little door, and it's just you. There's no crowds. There's no, even when you like give them your passport and all that stuff, it's just one agent there. You give them the passport and you go through, get on the plane, give the flight attendant your passport. So I guess when we get to Mexico, they can like show you, you know, you got to fill that paperwork out to get into Mexico. But you do all that. And I was just like, that was the craziest experience I think I've ever had as a nanny.